course, it's publicity too. Yeah. Thank you very much. I want to say a few things about the by-elections that happened in this country on 27th of November. To begin with, in Malava constituency, I will say that there was no election that took place in Malava constituency. It was a warfare, and what happened in Malava was a complete war zone. Malava was turned into a war zone by the government operatives working together with goons. And you saw when they attacked my tallying center, vandalized everything, vandalized cars, vandalized the hotel, and they came to assassinate me, but they could not manage to do that. The attack at Downhill was led by Nabi Nabwera, Stanley Livondo, and Rashid Echesa. And also what followed at Manyonje when we were sprayed with bullets and our car, one of the car was burned. It was being led by still Rashid Echesa himself. And I have information that at the Downhill Hotel, the Livondo team has declared that 6 people died at Downhill Hotel. According to our information, the eyewitness, what I saw at Webuye Hospital, I saw one body that had been taken there from my hotel. I think he was taken there when he was alive because the vehicle they had vandalized, my vehicle is the one that took them to Webuye. And I have also been informed that one body was found thrown near the mortuary of Kakamega. So when Livondo team say that I killed people and threw in Rivanzoya, and there were 6 people, I believe Livondo team threw 4 people in Rivanzoya, and it will be, people should be vigilant along Rivanzoya up to Lake Victoria. If they see anybody floating around there, they should know that those are bodies from Kabrengu. People were killed in my hotel. I've heard the president saying that all goons should be arrested. If the president means his words, of course I don't think he means his words. If he means his words, Stanley Livondo should not have been allowed to leave the country back to Zambia. He should have been arrested. This man who's speaking on media that he came to Malava to stop me from being a member of parliament should have been arrested. This Rashid Echeza, who led the goons from Mumias and from Kakamega town here and from Kontela in Kisumu, should have been arrested. Fortunately, we have recordings of those goons since they have not been paid. And very soon, one of the major media houses in Kenya will be rolling out an explosive revelation of what happened in Malava. And those goons will be there and they'll be speaking. We have already spoken with some of them because we know them. They are just boys here in Kakamega. So it's very discouraging that IEBC planned to rig Malava by-elections right from the word go. They denied us the accreditation cards, and instead they took all those accreditation cards and gave to government operatives and goons being led by the government. And therefore, polling stations were full with goons from the government officials, police officers, and they rigged the elections during the day. So my worry is that we have an IEBC that is worst. In the history of this country, we have never had IEBC that pre-planned the rigging of elections. We know that elections maybe are rigged, but not so obvious the way IEBC did in Malava. If you take 198 badges times 9 candidates, how many criminals did IEBC allow to enter polling stations? Those who are changing elections were being led by an IEBC officer from Kasarani called Amos Chilai. He comes from Malava. He's the one who was working with Governor Fernandez Barasa to staff ballots in Malava constituency. So I want to say I thank the people of Malava for having trust in me for 3 times. They have voted for me, but the will has been subverted. Blood has been bought, but me naomba tu, as we move forward, if opposition is serious about winning the coming election, this IEBC must be removed from office. If they are not removed from office, too unfortunate. An IEBC that plans to rig election denies candidates accreditation cards and gives to government operatives and goons. The entire cabinet was in Malava. And the report was, you must bring that seat to UDA, whether Panyako is alive or is dead. So there was twice attempt on my life. I escaped. And IRO told me, leave Malava and leave Kakamega. your life is more important than this election. And then I left. After he saw what had happened, he advised me and I left. And it was true because they were looking for me for the third time to kill me. So the IRO Malava advised me to leave and I left. I left under advice. I did not just leave on my own. Yeah.
We have a new MP now in place. Now the by-election is behind. So what next for Seth Panyako?
Malava does not have an MP elect. That one is an MP for Chepsaita. You saw even his homecoming was in Chepsaita. So as far as Malava people are concerned, I'm the member of parliament for Malava. I'm the people's member of parliament. I'll be sworn in. If I will have lost free and fair, I will have quit politics. But I did not lose. I won. It was not even stealing. You know, it's ilikuwa kimabavu. You know, there is reeking. That was not reeking. That was like war. It was war. We were trying to cast our votes, but these people were fighting physically. So the vote was taken away physically. It is not an issue of the votes or reeking. It's beyond reeking. And that's why we are saying we don't have an IEBC, because IEBC had the powers with all that level of violence to stop that elections. Why did IEBC proceed with the election when violence has gone to the levels where the goons being led by the government and led by Rashid Chesa were moving every polling center and scaring people, getting young people on the kwa barabara wanashika wanakata mdomo za watu. I have over 30 OBs. My people were knifed. I'm lucky that I've lost none of my people. So I think I have not much to say. We are still there. I said CDF had been emptied. They thought I was joking. Now there's no money in CDF. Now we have somebody who self-embossed member of parliament, embossed by Chepsaita people, on the Malava people. Now his work is to go to church and beat drums. He has nothing he can do. You saw the one for Mbere. Hata kama alipa kura, you can see already he has done something for his people already. But this one is ours, anakimbia tu kwa Chepsaita kupika, kupeleka huko homecoming, kukimbia mbio, anakuja anaenda kwa kanisa kupika drum. Sasa wewe ni mbunge wapi?
Your people's MP.
I'm the people's MP and I'm going on the ground.
Maybe where will your swearing been done in Malava?
Plans are underway. It must be in Malava. It will be in Malava. It will be done in Malava, where I am the member of parliament. And I'll assume the responsibility of a member of parliament. And I'll do my job. I will have a kitty, I'll assist people, I'll continue assisting children. Wale nimekuwa nikifanya, nikisomesha, nitaendelea kusomesha. Na wale wengine wakikuja kama nina uwezo nitafanya hivyo. Lakini nitafanya kazi kama mbunge. Hata mbunge nikiwa mbunge siwezi fanya yote. Kwa hivyo nitafanya yale machache naweza. Niko na mpango wa kulonja resource center at my primary school called Lurare Primary School. It will be my first project. I'm going to do toilets. In many of the schools don't have toilets. I'll do toilets at Mahira Primary School. Hawana toilets. In Ikodi Primary School, hakuna toilets. I'm going to do those things and so many other things. So before schools open in January, I don't want Mahira School to be closed. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do Ikodi. Hawana choo, naenda kuchenga huko. I'm setting up a resource center at Malava at Lurare Primary School. So so I already have a plan of development as a member of parliament for Malava.
Yes, and I'm just glad that you've mentioned that you're the people's member of parliament. So to seal that, the best way to seal that, of course, it's through your swearing in. So people would, it's almost close to being rare. People would want to know, what should people expect in this swearing in?
Yeah, people should expect, during the swearing in, I'll be sworn in as a member of parliament. I will do my homecoming. And then I'm going to lay down my development project for Malava constituents as a people's member of parliament. I have very many friends who are willing to come and support me in my journey to continue assisting people of Malava.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, you command Malava. What is your message to the people of Malava?
The people of Malava, I'm very happy for the resilience you have had and the trust you have had in my leadership over years. I want to thank you because you, despite all the intimidation attempt on my life, all the fracas that the government hired goods, the entire country, all the goods in Kenya were in Malava bwana. Sisi ni wanaume bwana. Watu wa Malava nyinyi ni wanaume na nyinyi ni wanawake. Nyinyi umezaa na mkazaliwa. Ninawapenda na nawaheshimu. Mlifika kura lakini jamaa walikuwa wameleta kunzi Kenya mzima. Lakini mlisema mtapiga kura. Na mkapiga kura mkanipitisha. Nyinyi ni wanaume, nyinyi ni wanawake na nyinyi ni watu. Ninawainulia kitole. Asante.
We've seen from in other countries a group of youths enjoying government protection, the police to cause havoc. Maybe it is a trend that is currently happening in Kenya. Are you worried that maybe at some point it might be like Haiti? What is happening in Haiti?
The worry that I have, the immediate worry that I have, is the kind of president that we have, because he has borrowed from Suluhu Samia. And if you're not careful in 2027, Kenya might turn into another Tanzania, because the rejection of this government by the people is on another level. Even if they do what, they cannot win. So unless they go the Tanzania way. The challenge that we have also is tribalizing the police and the army. When you start making one tribe to command the entire police force, you have many of them, then they are the ones being used to cause lawlessness and killing of the people. I do not know how Kenyans will react, because Kenyans naturally are peace-loving people. We do not want to be pushed to the wall to the extent that Kenyans will say, enough is enough, we have nothing to gain, we have lost everything, let us go out and die. If Kenya will reach at that point, it will be a breaking point, and it will not be good. No one wants to go the Haiti way. No one wants to go the Tanzanian way.
Maybe Moish, you are a medic, and we cannot end this without you saying a word. You've seen the president signing inking a deal with the US, the 280 billion health deal. Maybe as a medic, you are leading the workforce, health workforce in union. Maybe what is your take?
If we had a president who means well for this country, I'll say that's a good thing. But from where I sit, I think they will steal all that money. I've already been asked by the American, I won't say American embassy, and I've given them my views. And I've told them that it's a good thing, but look at the people in government. They are all thieves. All of them are thieves. Even these members of parliament running in Malava, they were running center, left, right because they had been given a lot of money. I wonder if men of integrity are in this government. I don't know if we have any. Right from the top to the bottom in this government, we don't have anybody. But there are those few. You remember earlier, in the earlier interview, I said, there are those few who are standing with me. When I say the entire government, doesn't mean everybody. We have those few who are in government, but they are not buying how the government is being run. So they stood with me. I can't say who they were because they'll be victimized. But there are quite a number of people in Ruto's government that do not agree on how he's running the government.
Maybe finally from my side, we've seen after all this drama, we've seen Kina Farouk Kibet, the now MP, saying that the president should give you something. Maybe as the government contacted you, engaged you in any way, and what was the proposal?
No, of course, it has reached me through different avenues that they want to make me a CS, but I don't think I went for member of parliament to look for a job. You know, I can employ this member of parliament from Malava and pay salary, and I'll still have change. So I don't think I need that job. I did not go to look for a job. I have a job. Yes.
So you said they wanted to give you a CS position that is currently being held by Kakamega governor, former governor.
Yes.
Operaja.
Yes.
Maybe you can tell
So let me ask you. Me already have a job. Why would I want to go and pick a job for somebody else? Honestly, is that fair? Even if I had interest, because of course I do not have. People of Malava have told me I should not join that bloody government, and that is where I am. They have, out of 1,000 phone calls I received to give me advice on this issue of CS, only 3 people, let me be very specific, only 3 people told me, please, just go take that position. Then we'll come back in 2027 strong. But out of 1,000, only 3 people. The rest are telling me, don't join bloody government. How can I go against the will of the majority? So I do not want to be a cause why another lawyer son will lose a job because I want to go. I already have a job. Mimi sijazoea kazi ya kuandikwa na mtu ati anaanza kunipigia simu, atakuja kwa ofisi yangu, ati deadlines, ati ananituma mimi. Mimi si mtu wa kutumwa. Mimi ni mtu mgumu sana. I cannot be employed to be given assignments. No. Hii ministers ya Kenya ni kama secretaries ya president. I cannot allow that kind of a job. If it was minister kama ile ya zamani, from people who are elected, that's a position you can go for. Because you have the powers to tell the president, I cannot do this. But the current CSS cannot do anything. They are secretaries to the president. Mimi siwezi kwenda kazi kama hiyo bwana. Mimi ni kichwa ngumu, atasema hivi na mimi namkataza na atanifuta kesho. Sasa mimi niwache kazi yangu niende ya kufutwa.
Okay. Hapo kuna sababu.
Yes.
Tumeona what is going on in economy. Maybe 4 people have been dying, have been killed, and the government is really pushing for that project. Maybe are you as a leader what is going on?
I have said before that what happened in Kolomani, where our people were killed, is very wrong. And I ask if this government ever has any feeling for human life. That should not be repeated again. Our people should not be killed because of the resources found in their land. Even where we are standing here, there's gold. If they want here, take my gold, take my land here, we must agree with them. They cannot just come here and start digging holes or they want to chase me from my land to do gold. I've also been informed that Kenya has exported a lot of gold than anybody else in Africa. And this gold is smuggled from DRC, and then they pass it through here. That's why they are rushing to chase people from Ikolomani, so that they continue smuggling gold from DRC. So all I'm saying is that we must have an agreement. Of course, yes, the people of Ikolomani deserve to benefit from the gold deposits which are there. But we must have a system where the people feel protected. The people feel they are getting the full benefit of those mineral deposits in that area in names of gold. So that the people should also understand that when we do proper mining, we have value addition on the gold, and they agree after the mining of the gold what happens to that land. It is the answers that people are seeking. Though I know with gold mining, that land may not be of any use after the completion of the project, because whatever the digging will be so deep that to cover is not easy. But all I say is that let the people and those responsible have an amicable solution on how to go about the mining of gold in Ikolomani.
Thank you.
Okay, Fechikanga is my name from Amaika Media. So I just want to know maybe what happened, 2027 is beckoning. What happened in Malava elections? Do you think that that might just be a reflection of 2027 elections?
I have already said that if nothing happens, this IEBC is the worst in the history of Kenya. And if that is a repetition, it will be on a wide scale, because, you know, they were concentrated in Malava because everybody came to Malava. These criminals will be back in the areas protecting their politicians, and the leader of the crooks here in Malava will be in West. It will be in Umias West trying to get the seats, and I don't think he will even get 1,000 votes. So the level of hooliganism will be spread across the country. It may not be concentrated in one area. But the challenge you have is IEBC. If IEBC will try to steal the election the way they did in Malava, then we will not have an election in 2027. So I think there is a need of an overhaul of this IEBC using Malava. They should start by asking them why they did not give our agents accreditation cards, why they took our accreditation cards and gave the government operatives and goons